Happy New Year's, everyone. Yeah, what a great New Year's to celebrate with our friends and our family and downfall of your biggest rivals. Oh man, oh my god. Oh, do you see that? Oh my god. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, Miss too. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Wasn't the only thing I was looking forward to, but hmm, video for another day. The college football playoff semifinals are in a couple days, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm low key kind of hyped. This is the most chaotic season we've had since 2007, and I was 1 years old when that shit happened. I couldn't even live that. This is our 2007, ladies and gentlemen. We are here to live this moment together. Before I jump too ahead, I didn't make a video on the quarterfinals, so I want to do a quick recap on what I thought. If you look through my posts, you can see the predictions I have, and we'll start from the first game to the last. Miami and Ohio State. Just to sum it up here, my biggest worry for each team, starting with Miami, was obviously how the offense would do against this defense. Obviously, Carson Beck did enough against Texas A&M, but it was only 10 points. And it was really Fletcher's game. The question was, could he be able to do a little bit more? As for Ohio State, my biggest worry was just their overall performances in big games. And well, spoiler alert, Ohio State ended up losing in another big game. They're 1-2 in big games this year, or technically 2-2. But the three games I'm talking about, obviously Texas, Indiana, and Miami. The Texas game, which I think a lot of people have kind of overlooked. Texas scored 7 points, which was a great performance by that Ohio State defense. That Texas offense was definitely not the same as it was now. But even then, Ohio State only scored 14 points. Now, despite the Ohio State defense doing a great job on Arch Manning, Julian Sain in his first ever start didn't look so hot. Although after that game, do a whole lot better until his next big game. Obviously, talking about Indiana, because let's be honest, we all expected it. Yeah, I had a good feeling Michigan was going to lose finally. No way they won a fifth year in a row. Not with Bryce Underwood, the dude who was on pace to get 10 touchdowns. Really, bro? Their second game against Indiana didn't go as well, as they ended up losing in the Big Ten Championship. One of my favorite games of the year. I'm going to probably do a ranking on my top 10 favorite games of the year. It's in there. So, keep in mind. Indiana's defense held Julian Sain and Ohio State to 10 points. And there's a lot of talent on that team. They really don't need an introduction. Still, though, ended up losing. And then they played Miami. A lot of people thought Miami was going to crush this game. And my prediction for this game was 20-16. I wasn't too far off. I think the score was 24-14. It wasn't too far off. I was expecting it to be a lot closer than what it was. But the Miami offense did more than enough. As for Ohio State's offense, I'm not surprised. In every big game, they have not looked great, except for the Michigan game. But you keep mentioning it, we all. But that is also a big game. Can't really take that out of the fact. Pretty much just went 2-2. But in my eyes, they went 1-2. And that's it for Ohio State's season. As for Miami, they move on. Of course they do. They won the game. In order to not lose the games, you have to win the games. Next up was Texas Tech and Oregon, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm really disappointed on this one. I really thought Texas Tech's offense was good enough to go up against an Oregon defense that allowed 34 points. 34. Now, another thing that concerns me is that the Big 12 might be worse than the ACC. We might have been shitting on the wrong conference. 0 points. 0 points. You couldn't score a single point. Damn, not even one. And what's crazy is there's solid weapons on this Texas Tech offense. I mean, I've been paying attention to Texas Tech all year. I heard they had the potential to be the best team in the nation. Heck, there was a tweet about it. Some guy saying this team could be the number one team in the nation, and they weren't too far off of that. The only problem was the offense was awful. Just awful. Morin looked terrible. A guy that I've been praising all year too when I talk to friends and whatnot. You won't hear any documentation of me doing this because, I started doing content just like a couple weeks ago on this channel. And I was praising this guy and he did not look good. Honestly, at the end of the third to the beginning of the fourth, he just looked like he wanted to go home. Oregon's defense, what a great way to come back from last week. I know they had the second and third strings in there, so, obviously. But they were, of course, disappointed to allow 34 points against a group of 5 school. Shout out to JMU, who scored more points than Texas Tech in the first half alone. Texas Tech is the second team to never score in the college football playoffs. Not a great list. The sad thing about this is that their defense is elite. That is a championship level defense right there, and it was just all thrown away because the oil money was used on just one side of the ball. To be fair, Moore not a bad quarterback, but my God, you disappointed me, Moore. Anyways, Oregon moves on, and their opponent is. This is where the hate watching gets good because I was hate watching on Ohio State. And I don't hate Ohio State. I just didn't want them to win back to back. As for Alabama, oh my God. Why don't we Google Alabama's biggest bowl loss in their history? Oh shit. This is the first time Bama has lost by 35 plus points in about 3 decades, I believe it was. Something ridiculous. And I gotta say, this team should have made the college football playoffs. Still say it. I know they beat Oklahoma, but Oklahoma beat themselves. I'll say it again. They beat themselves so hard that I don't think they'll ever come back from this, matter of fact. Shit, if you thought Texas Tech and Texas A&M were bad, not getting a win, only getting 3 points, shit, Texas. Matter of fact, Texas A&M didn't even get a touchdown. A bad week for that area in the Southwest. A bad time to be a fan of the Southwest. Their only playoff win, let alone the Big 12, it's just been rough. Big 12 is a very rough conference when it comes to the playoffs. But Alabama, I did not expect anything worse from this team. Of course they lost. They don't have a running game. They don't have an O-line other than Proctor. Their quarterback was dealing with an injury, someone that I've been praising a lot as well, but he was playing hurt. But I'm not gonna lie. What are you doing? Apparently forgot the X button existed. But there is a next time. As for Indiana, I don't have any words for Indiana. And finally, last but not least, you'll notice on my post, my original post, that I had Georgia losing to Ole Miss. I had it a bit low scoring, a lot more low scoring than the first game. And then after the Bama game, I kind of switched up because I feel like no way my hate watch goes this. They did it. Ole Miss did it. And what sucks about this is that Georgia's season ends with nothing, not even a bowl game. They don't even get to go to the semifinals again. This is the second year in a row Gunnar Stockton does this, bro. And to be fair, last year Gunnar Stockton was going up against Notre Dame, who made it to the national championship and nearly got one. Obviously losing to Ohio State, but this year everyone expected Ole Miss to go down again, including me, after rethinking my decision. And Trinidad Chambliss, my goodness, what a guy. You know who the biggest loser out of all this is? Lane motherfucking Kiffin. You could have made it to the semifinals with this team, but Pete Golding, a guy that was getting slandered, is doing a fantastic job. Out coaching Kirby Smart? What is this timeline? This is ridiculous. Oh, and not to mention, they probably have the best running back remaining in the college football playoffs. Holy! Just his smile scares me. Anyways, enough of the recap. Let's get to the serious stuff. The predictions. Game number 1. Psychopath against Psychopath. I don't know who's going to win this one. It's a rematch. And usually when we've seen rematches, specifically the SEC, since they had 5 freaking teams make it, the team that lost the first time ended up winning. I don't know if it's going to be the same thing this year, but there's a likely chance that one of these 2 teams are going to win the national championship. It's probably going to be another Big Ten team. But again, this season has been chaotic. And Indiana, talking about generally in sports this year, have been so close. Notre Dame, for example, so close. And of course, Jeremiah Smith ended it all. Or the Indiana Pacers, Game 7. Tyrese Halliburton was off a hot start and then towards Achilles. Obviously, the other Indiana basketball team, the WNBA one, I kind of forgot the names of the team. The Fever. Oh, the Fever. They lost their star player, Caitlin Clark. Football, they started 7-1, and then but bad stuff began to happen. So I don't know. I'm a little concerned right now. A little concerned that that curse might continue on with the Hoosiers. But who knows? Maybe they'll break the curse because, I mean, my goodness. And maybe all those other teams were just sacrifices to what's going on here, including Purdue. Holy shit, Purdue. Biggest losers in this one. Bigger than Lane Kiffin. As for Oregon, believe it or not, they're also looking for their first ever national championship. Can you believe that? This team has had so much talent in the past and has never won a national championship. Closest years 2001, 2010, 2014, and last year when they were ranked number one in the nation. Now, this year is probably their best bet because holy cow, they get a rematch with Indiana. And from what we've seen, of course, the rematches have usually gone the other way. Or will Indiana break that streak too? Because holy cow, Indiana was actually the first team to have a bye and win. And the only team because the other three ended up losing. Honestly, if I wanted to give you my honest score predictions, this game will come down to a field goal. There's no way. No way it doesn't come down to a field goal. The mind games that's been going on, it's ridiculous, bro. I don't know how to call this game. I really, really, really want to go Indiana, but what's scaring me is the rematch and the absolute horde luck Indiana's had after they've hit these super high highs. Give me Indiana. 30-27. Now for the other matchup, Miami and Ole Miss. What did I just say? This is an unlikely matchup. I don't think anyone expected Miami to make it this far, especially against Ohio State, but they did it. That defense is ridiculous. They're the best defense left now. No shot that they aren't. As for the best offense remaining, Ole Miss is a close second. So it's going to be an offensive-defensive match. As for the Miami offense and the Ole Miss defense, those are the obvious weaknesses, specifically quarterback. Still not sure if Carson Beck can get this done. But I've been wrong the first two times about Carson Beck. He's actually managed the game very well. And he's going up against one of the worst defenses in the SEC, this Ole Miss defense. Not like it matters because they made it to the semifinals. Also, they went up against a team with a running game that they make it look easy and hard at the same time. I don't know what it is with Georgia's run game. I know Gunnar Stockton was hurt, though, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Obviously, the biggest takeaway from this is whose strong suit is going to pop out the most. With what Trinidad, with what Chambliss was able to do to Georgia's defense, obviously not the best defense that was even left, but a very solid defense at that. Miami should be a bit worried. That is until you realize that for the third week in a row, that defensive line has been disrespected. Oh, yeah, give me Miami. I'm feeling Miami for this one. They have a chance to host a national championship, something that they've done before in their history. Why not? I know I love the Ole Miss story. I would love them to win the national championship, but I just cannot overlook the fact that Miami has an opportunity to not only make it to the national championship, but host it. That's something they're known for doing. Before Alabama, Miami was hosting national championships. That's not even a joke. Look it up. 5 of their national championships they've won. I think 2 or 3 of them were in Miami. At most 2. I don't think 3. 3 might be pushing it, but I know there's at least 2 times where they've hosted the national championship. Actually, maybe even more than that, but obviously not winning those. Give me Miami. I'm sorry. After that video I saw, it just popped up in my head where the wide receiver was talking about, the defensive line isn't going to affect our routes. Come on, bro. Have you not been paying attention to the first 2 teams and what they've said about that D-line? That's a mistake. Give me Miami 27-23. It's going to be a close game, but I think Miami's going to have the lead for most of that. And Trinidad Chambliss is going to struggle for the first time this year, which kudos to him, but I think Miami's got this one in the bag. And that will do it for me. These are my predictions, and obviously a little recap as well, because I forgot to do that. More so, actually, I didn't really have time to do it. Kind of was in the Miami video, and I noticed that you guys are really like that. And I noticed that you guys are really liking that video. So if you guys want more content, or just want to stick around to see more of what I'm doing, hit that like button, of course, comment something, and subscribe, of course. And if you want to watch some other stuff, here's my gaming channel and my Twitch. I'll keep you guys updated on stuff that I'm working on and doing. Love y'all. And again, Happy New Year's. Especially Bama and Georgia fans.